Welcome. I have a new combo to show you guys today, and it's crazy. So we're gonna speed through this deck profile here before I get into everything. So, main deck is 1 Gargoyle, 3 Primera, 3 Trudea, 1 Atri, and then this is the sauce. 1 super heavy Big Benkei, 3 super heavy Samurai Prodigy Wakashi, with 1 Soul Gaia booster, as well as 3 Motorbike. Now, this engine is incredible. It's 8 cards, a total of 8 cards, and you can, if you want to run more hand traps, you can slim it down. You can cut any amount of motorbikes you need to be honest, and it still works the same. This engine is genuinely better, in my opinion, than the 𝐒𝐨𝐜𝐢𝐚 branded Regained engine, and I will show you why once we get to the combos, but just to be short, it allows you to play through Nib easier, it allows you to do your entire combo without your normal. You can hand rip your opponent, you can recycle Phalanx back, and I'm going to show everything in the combo. But to get through the deck profile, 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Ogre, 2 Mourner, 3 Drone Lockbird, 3 Effect Veiler, as well as 3 Stand Up, 3 Oath, 1 Wake Up, 1 Terraforming, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 2 Centurion Phalanx. I'm running 2 Phalanx because you don't need bonds, and with 2 Phalanx, it allows you to add a Phalanx off of Primera, and also have a Phalanx left in deck to dump off of Wake Up. That way, if you get drolled, and you, like, let's say you open Primera Oath, you already have full combo, so you can just search for the Phalanx and have full combo, or have something in case you get drolled. Moving on to the extra deck though. 2 Blazar, 2 Legacia, 1 Auxilla, 1 Crimson Dragon, 2 Primus, 1 Omega, 1 Scarlight, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Bagooska, 1 SP, 1 IP, and 1 Magistus, Artemis. You can still fit the Dissipator or the Chaos Angel in here, like you can cut the Dweller and the Bagooska, but with the super heavy stuff, the Wakashi's level 4, and it's almost always a guaranteed summon unless your opponent has an Ogre for the Pendulum effect. And so if you go Wakashi effect to special, and then you go Benkei to search, and your opponent ashes it, then you go, okay, normal summon either Primera or Trudea, and they imperm it, or they Veiler it, then you can go, okay, I'll just sit on Bagooska, or if you're playing against a Graveyard deck, you can make Dweller, or you can make SP, just whatever you're playing against, that's all it's for. But you can still do Chaos Angel and the Dissipator, and it's because so you have the level 8s in here. Like, for example, you have Primus, you have Omega, you have Archfiend. Also, Motorbike is a level 2, so funnily enough you can just make Chaos Angel with this and like an 8 if you wanted to. You could theoretically go make Scarlight, wipe the board, then go normal summon Bike if you have an extra Bike, and then make Chaos Angel that way. It will very rarely come up. Like, it should not come up for you most of the time. So, you don't really need to put Chaos Angel or Dissipator in, but it's cool that you still can do it. Okay, so this is going to be the combo portion of the video, probably the most important portion. So, the Wakashi stuff accomplishes a couple different things. With Wakashi and Bike, you can either go full combo by making Primus to search Oath without your normal summon. You can go into the Cyframe Omega to either hand rip or you can wait until your opponent's standby phase to put back the Phalanx engrave so that you have that interaction, and then you can hand rip. And it also allows you to bait and play through more hand traps than just whatever, like, normally in the deck you would go normal summon Primera. If they impermit, you're like, fuck, do I have an extender in the form of like Oath or the field spell? And if the answer was no, you just pass turn. But with this, you can do way more through hand traps, and your opponent needs a minimum of 2 to 3 hand traps to fully stop you from going full combo now. The pros versus Bestials is that it gives you access to your 1-card combo without needing a normal summon, as I've stated before. It gives you hand trap bait that establishes a body preemptively, which the Bestials don't, unfortunately, and so there's very low commitment to this. For example, if you were to open Primera and then let's say this was a Bestial, like a 𝐒𝐿𝐢𝐴n, you would go normal Primera effect, it gets impermed or something. If you go 𝐒𝐿𝐴N effect and they ash it, you just don't make anything. Or if it was like a Juice Worm, you'd have to go link this off for Magistus, and then go Bestial effect, banish, summon, and make SP. With this, however, you go Motorbike, dump, search for Wakashi, place, and then you go Wakashi effect, place from deck, 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐩𝐽, summon itself, and even if they ash 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐽, you still have a body to work with, which would allow you to go either normal Trudea, go effect, and if they imperm or ash that, you can go into Bagooska, Dweller, SP, whatever. Or if you go, or also because Trudea is not a tuner, you can just make Primus that way. So you can go normal Trudea effect if they imperm it or Veiler it or something. You can go, cool, make Primus with the Wakashi and the Trudea, affect the search Oath, which is why with Wakashi and Trudea, they need 3 hand traps. With Primera and Wakashi, they need 2. Also, it gives you access to various other toolbox stuff, like I showed, Dweller, Bagooska, Omega. It allows you to make rank 8s a lot easier. So the Scarlight is going to come up more. And it also allows you a way to dodge Nib better. So for example, when you do the Wakashi combo, if you already have full combo in hand, you can go into an SP Little Knight here, and you can use the SP to dodge Nibiru by banishing itself and another monster until end phase. So like, let's say you make Auxilla and they choose to nib you there, you go SP effect to banish itself and the Auxilla, and then you just bring them back on the end phase. Very, very cool. Also, something even better is that it allows you to pendulum summon. So those hands where you open Trudea and Primera, if you open a hand that is exactly like this, where it's Trudea, Primera, Motorbike, you can pen summon both of these out, and then still have your normal summon. Now, the cons versus Bestials is that you have less interaction with your opponent in the form of hand traps, which is only an issue if you choose to run 3 Motorbike, because the 3 Motorbike is what would be your 3 Bestial hand traps. Because the engine is 8 cards, the Bestial engine is 7 cards, so I already had like a free space in my list because I believe I'm running 42. So I just cut the 7 cards and I cut a Prosperity to fit in the super heavy package. And if you really wanted to, you can cut the bikes. I would probably cut the bike. You could cut the bikes by like 1 or 2. I would keep a 3rd one in just because you are running more theoretical bricks in the deck with 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐽 and Booster, as opposed to Bestials, which is really just 1 with Regained. There's probably a world where you might cut all 3 Motorbike and just run 3 more hand traps like Nibiru or Bestials like Juice Worm or something if you really wanted to. I don't think it's necessary though. I mean, there's 17 or 18 hand traps in this deck already, so you should be fine in most cases. Another con versus the Bestial engine is your draw power is slightly reduced. So instead of going +3 or 4, with Regained, when you take Regained out, you're only getting maybe +2 or 3 every turn. Because Regained adds a card every single turn, theoretically, except for turn 1 in most instances. So, those are like really the only downsides that I could really find. And then of course, I mean, I already went over the less hand traps thing, so... I'm going to show you guys the combo now. So, we're going to do the motorbike combo with 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐽𝐸 first. So here you go, motorbike, you grab Wakashi, and this can also just be Wakashi. So you're going to scale the Wakashi, and you're going to go effect, do special, and place the 𝐒𝐮𝐽𝐸 from deck. 𝐒𝐮𝐽𝐸 effect is going to search. Now, if they ash you here, all you do is you normal 𝐒𝐮𝐻Ea, and you can go effects to place and place Gargoyle, or place Primera. If they stop you there, you're still fine, because you can just go these two straight into Primus. The Wakashi will go to your other Pendulum Zone, because you used it to Synchro Summon. And so you go Chainlink 1 Primus, Chainlink 2 Wakashi to place. So you chain block the Primus, and now you can Pin Summon and you get your Oath. And that's through 2 hand traps. If you don't do that, however, and let's say the 𝐒𝐮𝐽𝐸 goes through, you grab the booster. Booster effect in hand will equip itself to the Wakashi, and then you go effect to special summon it. So now you have your tuner and your non-tuner, you're going to Synchro Summon. Normally, I go into 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐸. If you're trying to dodge Nib more effectively though, you can go into SP. But just know that if you do not Synchro Summon, you can't put the Wakashi in your Pendulum Zone, which might be important for various instances where you opening a lot of spell and traps, like let's say you open 2 Imperm or something, and you want to go into 𝐒𝐮𝐠h𝐸𝐸 𝐒𝐿𝐴 plays, so that you can put 2 on back row. Normally though, I make 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐸, especially if my opponent doesn't respond to the 𝐒𝐮𝐽𝐸 or the Wakashi effect. I will just go into 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐸 to hand rip to see what they're playing so that I can prepare for it. So you go into 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐸, and you have a choice here. You can either do the hand rip now to see what your opponent's playing, or you can wait until standby phase of their turn to put your Phalanx back from banished in the graveyard so that you can use it to bring back an 𝐒𝐿𝐴 that was killed. So from here, you can place the Wakashi now that you've made 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐸. You can normal summon the 𝐒𝐮𝐻Ea, and you can go 𝐒𝐮𝐻Ea effect to place itself, and you can place your Primera. Primera effect is special. Primera will search for Wake Up, and this is something that is also extremely important. Because you have monster cards in your spell and trap zone, you can now use Wake Up even if you only open Primera. So you can go normal Primera, search for Wake Up. Your opponent's going to be like, oh, you don't have any monsters in your spell and trap zone, bud. Congratulations. You go, well, actually, activate Wakashi. And then they're like, oh shit, alright. So the super heavy stuff also allows you to just use Wake Up more quickly, more effectively, without having to worry about your opponent picking apart the Centurion stuff in back row if you're going second. So here you're going to activate Wake Up, you summon a token. The token is going to be level 4, so now you can Synchro Summon using Primera and the token into Primus. Primus will grab you your Oath, and might as well use the Wake Up here to banish and then dump a Phalanx from deck. So now you can go Oath here to place your Gargoyle. And you want to do Gargoyle here specifically because it just gives you a free discard for the field spell. So now you go Gargoyle effect, summon itself as a level 4, and then Synchro Summon using Primus and Gargoyle into 𝐒𝐿𝐴. You go 𝐒𝐿𝐴 effect, chain the Gargoyle, add Gargoyle to hand, and you're going to add the field spell from deck to hand. If you already have any of this, by the way, you can just search the other Phalanx if you don't already have it. Now you're going to activate the field spell, and you're going to go field spell effect, discard Gargoyle to place the Atri from deck. And here, you can go Atri effect special, Atri effect to draw one, so you're gonna have an additional card in hand, and then you can go Phalanx effect special to Primus, synchro summon the Primus and the Atri into either 𝐒𝐿𝐥 if you want to draw more, or into Crimson so that you can go into Blazar. So now, here you can go in phase, Auxil effect to place Atri. You can pass turn. On their turn, you can go, hey, standby phase, I'm going to use Omega to put the Phalanx back in grave. And then when they go to main phase, and they activate something, you can go effect of Cosmic Blazar to tribute or to banish and negate. And then I'm going to use on a separate chain Omega to hand rip you for 1. After that, you can go summon Atri, summon 𝐒𝐿𝐥, draw a card off Atri, and then you can synchro summon again into either a 𝐒𝐿𝐥 or another Cosmic Dragon to go into another Blazar. And you are cooking. Now, I showed that combo with the 𝐒𝐿𝐥, but I'm going to show the combo with only the Wakashi, just so you guys understand exactly how strong it is in this deck. Okay, so we're going to do just the Wakashi. You're going to scale Wakashi, effect, special, place the Benkei from deck. Benkei is going to go activate effect, you add the booster effect to equip, and then special. You're going to synchro summon into your Primus. You're going to go chain link 1 Primus, chain link 2 Wakashi, place. Search for your Oath. Activate Oath. You're going to place the Centurion Primera. You're going to go Primera effect special. And then here, you can go add 𝐒𝐿𝐥 because you have a normaled, and you can pen summon the 𝐒𝐿𝐥. So now you can go 𝐒𝐿𝐥 effect place, and then place from deck Gargoyle. Gargoyle effect is going to special summon. You're going to synchro Gargoyle and the Primus into Auxilla, chainlink 1 Auxilla, chainlink 2 Gargoyle to add the hand. And then here you're going to add stand up, activate stand up effect to discard the Gargoyle, or you can keep the Gargoyle in hand and just discard another card because you might need this Gargoyle to send and summon for your combo for this. Because in instances where you don't grab the wake up, Gargoyle in hand is actually very good. So here we're going to place the Atri. And so now you can go Atri effect to special. And you can go Gargoyle effect. You can either send the Primera or send the 𝐒𝐿𝐥. If I remember correctly, it's just any face-up Centurion card. Yep. So you can send the Primera, summon, and then you can go Atri and Gargoyle into 𝐒𝐿𝐥 or Crimson, and then go into Blazar. And there are other ways that you can do this combo as well with just a Wakashi. And they're probably more efficient. This is probably the least efficient way to do it. But I just wanted to get through it quickly just so you guys know, oh, I can do this. And if you're worried about something like, say you have an impermanent hand. Let's say you have an impermanent hand and you're worried about using an imperm preemptively if you're going second while you have super heavy combo in your hand. You can just cut the imperms and then run a different hand trap if you want to. Like, it genuinely doesn't matter that much. Just run like a third Mourner and like 2 Nib or something, or Abyss Shields or something. You can just do that, it's fine. It doesn't matter that much. Now, let me show you guys something really cool. So let's say you have Wakashi, 𝐒𝐿𝐥, Primera. Let's say this is your hand. So you can go activate Wakashi, effect, special, place, Benkei. Benkei effect, add booster. Booster effect to equip, and then special. Now, you can go synchro these two off. into an Omega, place the Wakashi into your Pendulum Zone, and now you can go, hey, I'm gonna Pendulum Summon Primera and 𝐒𝐿𝐢𝐚. I'm gonna activate Primera effect on summon, and I am going to add Wake Up. And then you can go 𝐒𝐿𝐢𝐚 effect to place, and place from deck your Gargoyle. Now, you can go activate Wake Up, summon a token, level 4, and then you're going to go Primera with the token into Primus. Primus is going to grab Oath. You're going to go Gargoyle effect to special. Synchro these two. Most of the time you do want to go Gargoyle with Primus into Auxilla, just so you can chain block it. So you're going to go Chainlink 1 Auxilla, Chainlink 2 Gargoyle, add to hand, and you're going to search for the stand-up. So now here you can go activate stand-up, and this is really cool, by the way. So in instances where you have all this, you can just go activate stand-up, discard the Gargoyle, place the Atri, and then you can go activate Atri special, draw a card off of it, and you're gonna go Wake Up to dump Phalanx. Phalanx effect to revive the Primus. And so now you can go activate Oath, and you can actually just set the other Phalanx from deck. Then you can go these two into Legacia or Crimson Dragon, and then into Blazar. And you can hand rip your opponent as well if you want to. Very solid. It is. I have been testing this for the past day or two now, and it has genuinely been incredible. The only thing that is kind of awkward is when you draw into multiple super heavy pieces. Like, for example, if you draw into like 𝐒𝐿𝐢𝐚 and Wakashi, you're like, oh, this is fine. But if you draw into like Wakashi motorbike, you're like, what the heck? Why? Like, why? Okay. And that was partly why I wanted to mention the consideration of cutting motorbike to less than 3 copies to run more interaction with your opponent. Because while 17 to 18 hand traps is already really good, it can be better. Because the main thing with this deck is you want to draw into hand traps and prevent your opponent from playing through stuff. Also, the Bestials are just they have always been extremely good in this deck. Because you can use them to either play into a board, or use them to help you amass a board, like making Dissipator with them, or using Druid's Worm to go into SP and getting Ascend and a Banish. But I'm gonna shuffle this up, and I'm gonna show you guys 5 test hands, just to show you guys the consistency of it. Hopefully this is enough. It should be good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full combo. These are a little bit awkward right here, but it's fine because you can Pendulum Summon, and you can just special the Gargoyle from hand by sending a 𝐒𝐿𝐢𝐚 on back row. So here you can just go Motorbike, Wakashi special, place the 𝐒𝐿𝐢𝐚. 𝐒𝐿𝐢𝐚 to grab the booster. And you genuinely don't even have to commit all that much if you don't want to. You can go booster special, summon, and then here you can just go into your Primus if you really want to. with this hand, I feel like you probably should. And then you can go Primus effect, grab your Oath, activate Oath. Oh, and the Wakashi goes to Pendulum Zone. You can go activate Oath. You can place the Primera effect special, add Trudea. Or, hell, actually, you might even just place Trudea here, special, and then use it to place Primera, so that you can go special Primera effect to add Wake Up. So now you can just go activate Wake Up, summon a token. You can go the Primus, or you can go the Primera in the token as a level 8 into Auxilla. So now you can go Auxilla effect to search for stand up. Activate the stand up. You can go stand up effect. You can discard the Gargoyle if you really want to. I mean, at this point, you don't even need the Gargoyle. And then you can place a Primera from deck. Now here you can just go and summon Atri, and then go Atri effect to draw one. Do another Ash, that's unfortunate. You can go Wake Up effect, you banish and dump your Phalanx. And you're, oh my god, you're actually going to save on a Phalanx here. So if they nib you through this, you're fine. So here you can go into Cosmic, or Crimson into Blazar. And then you can set one. And this is the only awkward thing, is moments like this where you have your Pendulum Zones filled, but you really want to place Atri on back row just so you can get an additional draw. That's like the only awkward part. Which might make you want to go, oh, I'll just discard another card, keep the Gargoyle, and then go Gargoyle effect to send, like, the Primera or something. So, hand number 1 was good. I'm gonna kind of speed this along. I'm not gonna play out every single hand I get, unless it is a hand that I feel like will give you guys some pretty good knowledge to have. Okay, test hand number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is one of those slightly awkward hands where you're doing a little worse going second. And if you were to go second, you'd have Veil or Imperm, which is fine, I guess. Because, I mean, if you're playing against, like, Ryzeal, right? If you're playing against Ryzeal, you're probably going to dump the Veiler on maybe a Search. Maybe they're trying to get a Field Spell or something. And then you can go on your turn, you can just go Imperm on Detonator. Very cool. And then from here, you can just go Motorbike. If they have an Ash for it, you're still kind of chilling with Terraforming and Phalanx. But if they're able to stop that, then, you know, it's kind of GG. So this is full combo, though. Even though the Benkei is kind of rough. So now you can go draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With this hand, and this is why the bricks don't hurt too much, because when you open the bricks, you can simply use them as discard fodder for the stand-up. So this is full combo. I mean, you're going with this hand too. You go normal summon Trudea, they have a response, you're like, okay, cool, activate stand-up. Discard the Soul Booster, and I'll just do my whole turn anyway. It is definitely giving me more combo than it is giving me hand traps, though, which is the only downside, to be honest. Okay, so that was 3 hands playable, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 hands playable, but holy shit, it is wanting to give me engine. It is really wanting to give me engine. So this is 5, that is 4 playable. With like one or 2 hand traps. The hands I love the most in this deck are the ones that give you a normal summon, an extender, and then the rest are hand traps. So, see if we can get us one here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 2 hand traps and we have full combos still, which is interesting. Although if they have like an Imperm or something, then that is gonna really hurt on that Trudea. Also, of course, Gargoyle just wants to be in my hand for some reason. It happens so much, I don't know why. They need to give this card like a rarity upgrade or something so I can tear the common to shit and throw it in a fire bin. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, and I haven't looked into all the different kinds of generic things that I can make with the super heavy package here. However, at the moment, I'm going to show you guys everything that you can go into with just the super heavy package. Okay, so the super heavy package, which is you just open Wakashi or Bike. You can make a Dweller with it. You can make Bakuska, SP, Omega, IP, Remus, and Archfiend. And it also allows you to Pendulum Summon. But only if you Synchro Summon using Wakashi. Or if you have another Wakashi in hand, then you can just do it that way. If you want to play around Nib, I recommend making SP so that you can banish 2 cards or 2 monsters and dodge it that way. Or if you're feeling risky and you want to kind of dig, you can make Omega instead. Normally, I go for Omega, unless I'm really afraid of Nib hitting my board. Because Omega with hand knowledge, especially game 1, is very important. It allows you to decide, oh, should I make Legatia, or should I make Cosmic Blazar? Because some decks, making a Legatia and then having the protection from Primera with another draw, especially if you already have a bunch of hand traps in hand, is going to be much better than making like a Blazar that your opponent's going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to droplet this. And again, if you wanted to do different ratios here, you can simply cut Bike down to 1 or 2, or even 0. You can just cut Bike completely if you're really wanting to see more non-engine to deal with your opponent. Because in the Bestial version, where's the other motorbike? In the Bestial version, you're running 3 Rebellion with 3 Bestials, or yeah, Magnemite, and then like a Druis Worm, or 2 Druis Worm, and then a Baldrake or whatever. And then the last part is usually regained, but with the super heavy package, you're running 2 bricks. You're running Benkei and the booster. Benkei is less of a brick because you can just go like activate Benkei from hand, and if you have a motorbike or something, you can go you could go like activate motorbike, grab Wakashi, normal Wakashi, and you can go Benkei effect to add booster, and then go equip booster special, and you can do it that way. But if you open booster, it is rough because Benkei can only search a super heavy samurai soul monster, unfortunately. And then vice versa. I don't think Wakashi can place another Wakashi from deck. Yeah, it can't place another Wakashi from deck, so if you open Benkei and you're trying to go, like, place Wakashi and you end up discarding Benkei or something, you're not going to be able to go Wakashi effect to place another Wakashi and then summon. You just can't do that. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a deck that I am still currently testing a bunch of different stuff for. And I think that the super heavy package is much better for the deck than the bestial packages, because obviously drawing an additional card every turn is very good. Well, as long as you're able to banish stuff from the field and grave that are a light and a dark, or a dark. Those are very good, but there are going to be formats where bestials are just not the sauce, so you're going to want to try to play some other stuff. Also, the fact that Super Heavy just allows you to continue playing through an upwards of 2 to 3 hand traps, as opposed to bestials, which lose to 1 or 2 hand traps. I think that moving forward, Super Heavy is probably the way to go with this deck. But that's it from me. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope it was some very good information, and I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. If you got any recommendations, put them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Take care of yourselves.